Hey folks, what's up? How's it going? So today we're going to be making a traditional Korean dish called Bossam. In this dish, traditionally you take boiled pork belly and you make lettuce wraps, but instead of boiling our pork belly, we're going to make it nice and crispy on the top. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to need is some pork belly. I've got a pretty big chunk here because I'm going to make a decent amount. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly season the bottom. I'm not going to season the top too much yet because I'm going to season it pretty heavily later, but I'm also going to set in some skewers along the top, and I want quite a few of this. I want the skewers to just run through the skin, but I want it to run completely through. But something like that is what you want. Just enough separation to get through the skin, while not really cutting too deep into the fat. So now that it's completely scored one way, let's go the other. It doesn't have to be anything too heavy. We're gonna season the top very heavily later. So just enough for flavor. We're gonna take some green onion ends. These are just gonna act as aromatics, so they don't have to be perfect. A couple slices of ginger, crush some garlic. You can leave this all kind of like pretty rough. We're just expressing oils. I'm gonna take some warm water that we're gonna use to steam this, and let's chuck it all in here. So we're gonna set a little strainer on the top. So now we're just gonna try and fit all this in here. So now our pork is all rendered out. This top is nice and soft, and it's pretty well cooked. So just gonna pull it out. So now while the pork is steaming out, we're gonna let it steam completely. Then we're gonna season it pretty heavily with salt on the skin. And then we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and rinse all that salt away with a bit of white vinegar. Nice and thick on the top. Really wanna make sure it gets into those grooves as well. This is gonna dehydrate the skin. So what we did is we rendered all that fat, and now we're removing any moisture. All that moisture is going to prevent things from getting crispy. And since we're gonna rinse all of it away with vinegar, which is gonna further dry this out, you don't have to worry about over seasoning because it's a pretty thick piece of meat. So just leave it there for about 10 minutes, let it, do its thing, dry out the skin, and we'll rinse it off. Now, it's been sitting for a little while. Let's take our vinegar, take a healthy amount, and we're just gonna rinse all that salt away. Some people will score their pork belly after they steam it. That works too. And we've got our tray here ready to go in. Our oven is preheated to 390, and we're just gonna keep our oven at 380 for about 25 minutes. What we're looking for is a nice little crispy bubbling on the top layer. All that fat that we rendered is still inside the skin. It's gonna come out, it's gonna saturate the entire top of the pork skin, and then it's gonna puff a little bit, hopefully. We'll see, it should puff. This is the first time I've done this recipe at home, so it's worked for me in the past. Should get crispy. We've got a little bit of bubble on the top, so now we're just gonna let it continue going for another like 5 minutes, and then we'll crank it up. Just look at that crispy pork belly. So we're just gonna set this one on the back here, and let's make some radish salad. So for a radish salad, we're gonna need Korean radish. Make some nice thin julienne. We're gonna soften it up with some salt, and we're gonna let this rest as well for about 5 minutes. Some moisture is gonna leak out of it, and then we're gonna squeeze that moisture out. This salad is starting to get more and more soft, so let's just squeeze out any liquid we can. We're gonna season this with some gochugaru, or Korean chili flakes, our green onion here. Toss that in there. Sesame oil, bit of sugar. Got some freshly toasted sesame seeds. All right, let's take this pork belly here. It is absolutely stunning. It's rested, so all the juices should be pretty evenly distributed. That's crispy skin for you. I'm gonna flip it over, give it a bit of a cut. Absolutely beautiful. Just listen to the crunch. Now let's slice it up and finish it with some Maldon salt. And then we've got our nice little spread. This is the final look of our crispy pork belly. We've got the radish salad, We've got our jalapeno, raw garlic, perilla, and lettuce ready for the wrap. All right, time to make our wrap. Got some perilla here. This is very important. Ssamjang is pretty much like the seasoning. Crispy pork belly right on top. A couple little pieces of raw garlic, a couple pieces of your jalapeno, or if you're a spice head, you can use serrano or something else. And then you just, the crunch from the crispy skin really takes your wraps just to another level. And now to try the pairing of our radish salad here. I forgot to add rice vinegar. Much better. This is a nice salad. The only thing that would make it better would be like some apples. Anyways guys, that's my not too traditional crispy pork belly bossam. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.